The gift that keeps on giving, Manchester United. Yes, I'm well aware that they beat my mob Chelsea 2-1 the other day, but you can thank Robert Sanchez for that. But they go away to the G-Tech back in West London. They beat Chelsea in Manchester, but they go to West London. They go and play Brentford, decimated Brentford. They lost their manager, they lost their two top goal scorers, they lost their captain in midfield and Norgard. But still, they're causing issues. And I tell you what, they slapped up Manchester United 3-1. And I'm having a lovely time still. No matter how, frustrating stuff gets, you just stick a Man United game on every now and again and it gives you the warm fuzzies. I'm doing the Cole Palmer there. And you feel great. So 3-1 on the day. Igor Thiago, 2 early goals in the first 20 minutes. Šeško did get one back. In his 7th game, he finally gets a goal involvement, avoiding that online social media meme of 007. So it's 0-0. No, it's 1-0-7. Gets very complicated. But he's got a goal. No assists, but 1 goal in 7 games. And Jensen with a lovely strike at the end there. And to be honest, mate, early doors by India, who is, but everyone would agree is a pretty darn awful goalkeeper, was keeping Man United in it in the first half. He made some great saves, a great double save at one point. But yet again, Ruben Amorim looking miserable on the touchline, head down on TNT Sports on the coverage. They were just reeling off all the stats, the lack of points, the whatever, every week they come out with, well, they're terrible. And let me tell you why Manchester United are terrible statistically, by lining up all these miserable numbers that are going to make Man United fans sad. Welcome back to Football Yannick, how's it going? We're going to try and upload daily again here on the channel. I only missed a couple of days recently, but yeah man, if you want to hear my commentary on all the big games that aren't related to Chelsea, though of course I will be looking through a Chelsea fan lens, please do like and subscribe. Of course I'd love to get this channel to 20,000 subscribers, so thanks for doing that, and then yeah, hit the bell and all that. Right, so at home, Brentford, 44% possession. They both pretty much had 2 XG, Man United. And this is the fascinating thing. Going into this game week, should I say, Man United had the highest expected goals in all the Premier League, which is wild. Maybe this is what Amorim's saying when he's having these meetings with Ineos, like, look at the XG. The big chances created, do you know what I mean? And again, they just literally edged it by 0.04 here, so it was pretty much the same between Brentford and Man United, and the finishing was just better with Brentford, and of course, to be fair, one of those XG for Man United was a penalty, which just pretty much gives you 1, so it's kind of skewed in that case. So in open play, really, Brentford generated twice as much XG than Man United, and when you think of it like that, it's pretty miserable. But yeah, so 44% possession for Brentford. It doesn't really mean anything. 6 big chances Brentford created to Man United's 4. So, they were good value for it. 5 goalkeeper saves apiece by India. Did, like I say, in that first half, keep them in it, man. But it's miserable stuff from Man United. And all I can think is, how did Chelsea lose to this lot? And of course we know how. It was Rob Sanchez getting sent off in the 3rd minute, was it? Or making the foul in the 3rd minute. But, yeah, man, shout outs to freaking Brentford. Also, it looked really slippy. I don't know if they were overwatering the pitch, but so many players slipped over in this. Look, man, they had Kelleher in goal, a back 4 of Collins, Koundé, Vandenberg, Hickey at left back. Jordan Henderson deserves a shout because he gets a lot of stick from England fans for being brought back in by Tuchel. He ran off to Saudi, he came back with his tail between his legs, he went off to Ajax, he started arguing with all the media in Ajax, and his optics, the Jordan Henderson optics weren't great for a while. He's landed at Brentford. He's actually been really good for them in the midfield in terms of what he offers. He was next to Yarmolenko, and of course they've got new signing Ouattara, Kevin Schade, and Damsgaard behind Thiago, who of course scored 2 early goals in the first 20 minutes. Very different goals. The first one, I think it was the first one where he sort of lashed, and they're really praising the finish, the way it went in off the woodwork, but I think it was kind of like, dare I say, a mishit. I don't think he was trying to trivela it or outside the boot. I think he just sort of came across it a little bit and it worked perfectly, but it goes in exactly how you'd want it to go in. And the second goal was a little bit more deft. And of course, they get the third later on the break. But while it's still 2-0, they do get one back from Seshko. So Man United is set up like this. Binder in goal, back three of Shaw on the left, Maguire and De Ligt. Fernandes and Ugarte as a midfield pivot, which is like such an obvious problem that I just don't know why. I know Casemiro was suspended for this, but it would have still been Fernandes next to Casemiro. He plays that box midfield with a double pivot of Fernandes in there. And Ugarte is not great. I know he's supposed to be a proper CDM, and he played at Sporting under Amorim, but like, I don't think he's very good. Dorgo is left wing back, Dalot is right wing back. Ahmad wasn't available as well, and obviously he's a good player, isn't he? And then you've got two good players in Cunha and Burmo behind Seshko. And Seshko's goal, it's exactly what you need from your big man, your big expensive striker that's about to get the old 007. He basically, it's a scrappy goal in the box, but it's three pops at it, like 1, 2, 3, and finally kicks it in. But he's there, he just keeps going, he gets his goal, he'll be delighted with that. And at that point there, you're thinking, yeah, Man United are in this. In the second half, they get penalties and Burmo running through, light touch in the shoulder, but I guess it's a foul. And nearly they consider a VAR denying Dogzo, basically, getting him sent off, which would have been very unfair. But fortunately, they didn't do that. And the contest remained on, and it was a big wait for Fernandes, Bruno, because there were substitutions as well as that VAR check. And yeah, he obviously got inside his own head, which happens when you've got to wait holding the ball for 1,000 years in an away atmosphere. And yeah, Kelleher in goal, superb. You know, he gets down to his left. He's obviously done his research on Bruno Fernandes. That I guess that's his preferred shot when he's under pressure, rather than, you know, feeling confident and trying different things. Like if you're feeling the pressure of the weight and the away fans, and you go for your like default, wherever works for you, usually with penalties. And Kelleher gets down, saves it really well. I mean, speaking of Man United's last two games and opposition goalkeepers, like Chelsea should have got Kelleher or tried for him. He's a good goal. Both ends of the pitch is the difference makers, of course, for Brentford. The striker, Thiago, really putting the pressure on early doors, and the goalkeeper and Kelleher saving the penalty. Just generally being very, very good. But it's more misery for Man United. More misery, Manchester. Some good alliteration there. I mean, Shaw was bad. Fernandes was not great. He got booking as well as missed penalty. Maguire got hooked. I mean, why? Let's look at the bench quickly. So, you know, good substitutions from Brentford. I don't need to, go through those. But he brings on Lenny Yoro. He always brings on a centre-back. I don't know why. Like, you know, I suppose if you've got three centre-backs, you're more likely to change them, I suppose. He brings on Joshua Zirkzee. He brings on Mason Mount and Kobbie Mainoo. Now, I think Mason Mount and Kobbie Mainoo should be starters in this system. Mason Mount's won the Champions League, and that's that literal system 3-4-2-1. I don't know if it's a fitness thing, but I think Mason Mount would be better in the... I mean, I'm not saying it's his position, but the base of a double six than Fernandes. I think he's trying to play Bruno there because he's trying to get him to play like a quarterback, playmaker, regista. But he plays hero ball forever, Manchester United, Bruno. He runs around, he tries to be the guy. He's a very good footballer, of course. And he's just sort of being misused. It's just bad. It's bad because you see good moments from Man United, like Mbeumo and Cunha doing flicks and tricks on the break and expressing themselves, looking like the good footballers that they are. But ultimately what falls down is systemic, tactical, formulaic from the manager. It's just really poor. It's so easy to play against. And that's why I'm fuming. I'm not going back to Chelsea. I'm not going back to Chelsea. But they're so easy to play against. They weren't doing anything. Brentford are very good. They've been praised because, like loads of other teams, they're using the long throws. But just balls over the top, running the channels. Man United, no problem. Beat you 3-1. Slapped up, embarrassed. And above all, very, very funny. So, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I'll upload as much as I can on this channel. I'd love to have you here. Let's get to 20k subs. Peace.